This man is drinking from an iron pot in the middle of winter, but instead of swallowing it, he sprayed it onto a long wooden plank. The cold weather instantly caused a thin layer of ice to form on the water. It turns out that the man wanted to make the sleigh go faster this way. This would make their trip to the North Pole much smoother. But Nick didn't get very far before he realized something was wrong. He saw the dogs suddenly run faster and faster, and there was an endless abyss in front of him. Nick was so frightened that he tried to brake, but the dogs were running like crazy. Nick accidentally fell off the sled. He was holding on to the rope because the sled was half full of their food, but the rope was too slippery for Nick to hold on to, and he watched as the sled slid down the slope. And when they got to the slope, they realized that the sled was stuck there and hadn't gone all the way down. The man pulled Nick down. The two of them worked together to get the sled up, but their adventure had only just begun. To discover new lands, they had to continue their journey deeper into the Arctic, but it's a journey that lasts 84 days. As the days go by, their food became less and less, until now. The two men had not found the so-called New World. The men had to stop and take out the map to reroute. At this point, Nick was a little worried, because there was not much food left on the sled. He didn't know if he'd make it out of here alive. The man was a little angry. When he heard that, he told Nick, to survive in the Arctic, you have to be tough. But Nick was obviously not interested in this kind of talk. He didn't say anything else. He just sat there in a depressed state. When the man saw him, he was ready to comfort him, but then he noticed something in the distance. Nick followed his gaze and looked back. There was a pile of rocks in the distance. This made the two men excited. They rushed over to it. Nick found bottles and cans all over the ground. Someone had obviously been here before. When the men moved the pile of rocks, he found something inside. He took it out and saw that it was a bamboo tube. The man sat down and opened it. Inside was a letter and a map. The map was a map of the new continent they were looking for.